Hey everyone, Sky here to discuss The Visit, starring Olivia DeJonge, Ed Oxenbould, Deanna Dunagan, Peter McRobbie, and Catherine Hahn, who I will be calling her as not her character name, but the character that who she is in real life, and directed by M. Night Shyamalan. Now, before I get into this review, I must confess this now. This is my third and fourth viewing of this movie. I ended up seeing it twice in theaters because, well, the first time was because I wanted to see how M. Night would spoil us to death, and the second time I went with my dad, and what did I think of it both times versus now? Well, let's get into the show. I'm going to tell you how much I said it last week, guys, I'm not going to be kind to this movie. So let's just get into why. This is a documentary, horror/comedy, and the comedy part I don't necessarily get because I don't think this movie's very funny. I think this is a very stupid, and this whole thing feels like it's being shot on a video camera. And I'm not a big fan of those shaky cam kind of movies. It makes me sick. Becca, played by Olivia DeJonge, and Tyler, played by Ed Oxenbould, are visiting their grandparents whom they've never seen once. So how do they know what they look like? If their mother, played by Catherine Hahn, don't have photos of them, and the fact that they don't know what they look like, that bothers the hell out of me. Just honestly, that bothers me. They meet Granny, played by Deanna Dunagan, and Pop, played by Peter McRobbie, and Becca films the documentary and the whole property, and Tyler raps for one whole week. Well, not maybe a whole week, just a couple of scenes. And honestly, Tyler annoys the hell out of me with his constant rapping, and Becca is a character I don't care for either, to be honest. And I don't care for the grandparents either. And I don't care for Catherine Hahn in this movie, unfortunately. Catherine Hahn's character hasn't seen her parents since she was 19 years old, in a situation that will come up again and again. And how does the audience know they're telling the truth is a real problem throughout the movie? Becca can't sleep, and she finds Granny sleeping, walking, and vomiting, which sounds very odd, but the oddest thing shown in film is Becca and Tyler playing hide-and-seek underneath the house, which was Catherine Hahn's hide-and-seek area and they find Granny playing with them and sounding like a wicked witch from The Wizard of Oz. And they all come out, and one ass on the Granny, one ass cheek pops out right out of the blue, and later in the movie we'll see her butt naked and scratching the walls, which was an odd and very disturbing moment of the film. We also see Pop wears diapers and takes a dump in them, and we hear Becca saying earlier in the film about after their father left, Tyler has this issue with germs, and later in the film, Pop slaps dump in his face, which I'll talk about that moment at the end of the movie. It's just, it's irritating. Granny pours some biscuit cream, I guess I'll call it, or sauce, or whatever the hell that is, on the camera on the computer. And when they Skype Catherine Hahn with the two kids I'm talking about, with the biscuit cream on the camera, and I feel like they're trying to not let Catherine Hahn know the twist. I'll give away later, and come on, that is so freaking obvious. Another thing is when Granny asks Becca to go inside the big oven to clean it, which I knew she was going to close the oven because it was shown in the trailer. And that is the most dangerous stunt I've ever seen in a movie, particularly since with a granny and a grandchild. Man! Granny the next day stares inside the well full of water, and Tyler wants to see if there's dead bodies in them. But nope, it's just water, and while Tyler interviews Becca, the camera zooms very slowly to the end of the street, which, that's a horrible M. Night shot of the slowly moving, is just horrible. Becca meets Stacy, and Stacy knows something's wrong with her Pop and Granny. So, does Tyler and the audience watching this godforsaken movie because it's obvious from Granny sleepwalking in the middle of the night to Pop Pop dumping in his diapers and cleaning a gun. Honestly, this is... I think I know where this is going, but let's just keep going. I do, however, find hilarious that Tyler and Becca put out a camera out in the middle of the night and spy on, see what Granny does, finds it and scares the crap out of the audience. And while I'm busting up laughing in tears, it's so bad, it's still getting audience reaction, like, on my second viewing. And this movie in theaters, I heard somebody reacting as soon as Granny pops up, like, bah! Somebody went like, oh shit, out loud in the theater, and that made me laugh too hard. It was so damn funny. I swear to God, it was really funny. I also found hilarious that Stacy knows something's wrong with Granny and Pop Pop, and she never left the house after she came by and confronts them, and we later find out she got hung on a tree. Oh boy. Let's see how this gets worse. Here it comes. Becca and Tyler Skype Catherine Hahn, and that's when we find out the twist. Ready, guys? Is the people Becca and Tyler that are staying with are not their grandparents. And that was when I wanted to turn this movie off / walk out of this movie. The first couple of times I saw it, the turning off part, I wanted to turn it off, especially when we got there. I just don't care anymore. I was checked out and done with it at this point. That twist ending pisses me off. And they're playing a board game called Yahtzee. And while they're playing, Becca finds out where their actual grandparents are at. They're in a freezer in a place with mold, which Pop Pop says earlier in the film, God damn it, don't fall for that. And finds them dead in a freezer. Oh, God. And Becca kills Granny in a dark room with a knife. And I just don't care. And this is the worst twist I've ever seen in my frickin' life, and M. Night has ever given to an audience. Tyler gets crap on a diaper on his face, which is so disgusting. And Pop Pop gets knocked down by Becca and head smashed without seeing it because it's PG-13 by Tyler. And Pop Pop dies from that. And let me just say this now. Tyler smashes his Pop Pop with the freezer. Well, I should say it's fake Pop Pop with the refrigerator door. And Catherine Hahn with the cop arrived, and I wanted this to be done, but we have 2 more scenes. One is with Catherine Hahn, and the movie's over, but M. Night's brother decides to put a rap song sung by Tyler on the credits about how this movie occurred, and I was glad to turn this damn thing right off right after that. Just, God, this is... Let's get to this. Let's get to the end. I'll give this movie a 1.0 out of 10. This is perhaps M. Night's and one of the worst movies I've ever seen. Bad twist, badly filmed. It was more hilarious than scary, so maybe I'm getting the comedy bit as the movie progresses because it's so bad. And I'm just going to say it like I did with Paranormal Activity, one of the Paranormal Activities. I go like this, and I go, worst movie ever made! This is the worst movie ever made, folks. Come on. I'm done with M. Night until next week's movie. Like, I wanted to not see Split, but I'll talk about why I ended up seeing it next week. So I'll be back with Split next week, and until next time, don't visit your granny, M. Night, and your Pop Pop, don't visit them.